I'm Shauna, and this is Brian. Welcome to our channel, Life Uninterrupted.
In 2018, we sold our home, auctioned off most of our belongings, and bought a motorhome, which we affectionately refer to as Freedom.
We travel full-time with our two French bulldogs, Lucy and Ricky.
Join us on our adventures by subscribing and hitting the bell icon so that you're notified when our videos release each week.
The nearest town here to Magnolia Beach, we understand, is Port Lavaca. So, we are going to take a little trip into Port Lavaca and check out the town. And we heard there's a little surprise there.
What's the surprise?
It's a surprise, I can't tell you. If I tell you, then it's not a surprise, right?
So BUC-ee'S was literally the smallest BUC-ee'S we've ever been in.
Oh my God. Wow. We've been craving a BUC-ee'S ever since we left Texas last year. Was it last year? Yeah, I guess it was 2020.
Yeah, most BUC-ee'S along the interstate, interstates in Texas are usually pretty big. They're kind of like truck stops and event centers. So
yeah.
This is more like a little convenience store sized, which is probably used to be like maybe a 7-Eleven. I don't know.
That's kind of the size of it. Yeah, it'd be like a 7-Eleven.
So we didn't do any filming inside because there were just a ton of people and
there wasn't a lot to film.
Yeah.
But we did find some Beaver Nuggets, so that's good.
Yes, pure carbohydrate.
They had a lot of BUC-ee'S snacks in there, pralines and chips and crackers and Beaver Nuggets and overbites and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, that was a little disappointing. Didn't quite scratch that itch we were hoping to scratch.
No, well, there'll be plenty, I think, along our way.
I hope so. I hope so.
I don't know, we're almost out of Texas, so.
Oh, shoot, that's right. Maybe Galveston. Oh.
Maybe.
I think there might be a BUC-ee'S in Galveston. I'll have to check that out. Because you need a new hat. I want to get a BUC-ee'S t-shirt. So that's got to happen. Yeah.
All right, on to our next adventure.
We're going to tootle around Port Lavaca and see what's here.
One of the things that we noticed that was kind of missing from all of the videos on YouTube about Magnolia Beach, that was some of the surrounding areas, specifically Port Lavaca. So we came out today around this really nice fishing pier out here in the little town of Port Lavaca. And the port of Port Lavaca is over in this direction. And it's really windy, so I'm hoping this is not blown out, but we wanted to kind of capture some of the things that you normally don't see on these videos. So we're going to leave here and we're going to go over to the old town portion of Port Lavaca. And for those of you who don't know your Civil War history, Port Lavaca was one of those hot spots during the Civil War where the U.S. Navy wanted to kind of control all of these towns and cities along the Gulf here Port Lavaca being one, Indianola, Galveston, Corpus Christi. So this area was kind of heavily bombed during, or bombarded I should say, by U.S. naval gunboats during the Civil War. And Port Lavaca was actually quite decimated during that time, but that was part of our history at that time. So we're going to go over, this is a really nice little park back here. You can probably see it behind me here. Really nice children's play area. They're doing a lot of improvements out here. I can imagine during hurricanes this gets continually torn up. It looks like a lot of this stuff is relatively new out here.
It sure does, yeah.
But a really nice little park here, fishing pier. What's really cool also that really helps the fishermen out, especially fishing off of these piers, is to put these rod holders in. So you'll find these all over, you know, the pier here, which is nice. You don't have to bring your own. And something else we've been seeing a lot of since we got here to Texas are the palm trees. This is like a Mexican fan palm. We had a bunch of these in our yard at our house in Arizona, but that deep freeze that came through, I guess it's been probably 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Everywhere we've been, we see this. So these palms are probably dead because I don't see any green left on them whatsoever. And you know, if they don't have at least some green on the frond, there's just no way for them to generate energy to live. So I think probably a lot of them are, gonna just have to be replaced. And that tree right there, that's probably at least 5 to 10 years old.
And we've seen this along our entire path through Texas. Just sad.
They grow about a foot per year. That was our experience in Arizona. I'm not sure what they grow here. So yeah, that one's probably at least 10 years old. Yeah, kind of sad that all those are going to most likely have to be cut down and replaced. I do see one over there. It's a different variety of palm tree though, and it's pretty green. That one is probably I think they call it a queen or a king palm of some. Yeah, it looks like a king palm. Anyway, kind of sad. So we're gonna make our way here from this area over to the Old Town area to see what that has to offer. This is downtown Port Lavaca, and you know, like many small towns like this, especially on the Gulf Coast here, when storms come through, it just gets ravaged, and there are a number of stores along here that are closed. You can tell that inside they're just decimated by water damage. You know, so there's that, and then there's the pandemic that closes, you know, little mom and pop shops like this. These are still open, but there are a number up and down this main street here in Old Town that just don't, they just can't survive, you know, these sorts of conditions and times. So it's got busy here all of a sudden. There wasn't a car to be had, and now there's a ton of traffic everywhere. They must have heard that we're in town.
Yes.
Yeah. That's cool. These little towns are full of really cool things and kind of some neat surprises. You know, that was the main street along there, and as I pointed out, there are a number of shops that are still operating, but there are probably equally as many that are shut down. And I think this used to be a bank. It's kind of what it looks like here behind us. It does. Like a night deposit slot right there. And a really cool restaurant right there on the corner. And look at this. This is really nice. This must be someone's home. Definitely revitalized that. That's really nice looking.
That's pretty.
Very pretty. But we saw something down here. You see that tower of some sort there. We're going to go check that out.
Tower.
See what it is. But yeah, you can see how this freeze just killed everything. This probably used to be at one point. Now there's a little sprig of green. See? Hope springs eternal, as they say, but this is all pretty much dead here. But that was from that big freeze. So we're gonna go down to this building, see what it is. We got a guard dog here that doesn't like us. Hey, Pooch. This is a really cool old building.
An old abandoned building.
Yeah, it looks to me like probably a church. Yeah.
It was definitely a church or a school.
Definitely used to be a school or a church. You can tell by the stained glass windows normally when they're arched and peaked like that. That would indicate some sort of church. But we'll take a look at it here. Church, maybe, I don't know if it's Catholic or not, but at some point it was turned into a home, it looks like. Yeah. Hard to tell. Probably talk to some of the locals here and they would probably tell us what that is.
Interesting. It looks like a church.
Yeah. Looks like at some point this probably used to be a wooden door structure would be my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So this really big building behind us, we were kind of confused what it might be. It looked almost possibly like a church with a large entrance like this, and there's one on the other side as well with these huge windows, as you can see. Pretty big building. Sort of an elaborate entryway, if you will. So we were walking down this way. What did we find? What did we find? Another night deposit box. So this was another bank, huge bank. So I'm guessing this was probably a pretty hopping area, you know, back in, you know, post Civil War days and after Reconstruction. And into the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I'm not really sure. Here's really another cool building again. You see lots of damage here, so I'm guessing this probably had some water damage due to hurricanes and storms coming up the coast here. What did we learn about this one? This is a beach hotel constructed in 1904. So that's what this huge building is. Really pretty. Don't think it is in operation. Doesn't look like it's in operation anymore. Yeah, it would be really nice on a cool, breezy evening to sit outside your room in a rocking chair. Neat place. I guess this was frequented by traveling salesmen quite a lot. So another staple in small towns like this, and this is pretty typical all across the US and places we've seen anyway, and that is a movie theater. This one is not in operation anymore. It looks like they might use it for other things at this point. But the old ticket booth. Not sure it's still in operation. It says tickets available on will call or inside. So maybe they're still showing movies here. I don't know. Sure would like to go in and see, but it's locked. This is the Port Lavaca Theater, built in 1936. I'm reading off a plaque here. So yeah, I'm guessing probably at least in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, this was a hopping area.
How cool, and this was all lit up here.
Yeah, they have little lights all along the steps here. I wonder if they showed the movie The Blob in here. This is like one of those little theaters that The Blob would have been shown in. Actually, in The Blob, the movie itself, people running out of the theaters.
It's built in 1936.
So as we walked back this way, we noticed this tower. You can see the cross there. to make that out. It's obviously a bell tower, and I'm guessing this was probably either Catholic or Methodist church. I'm not really sure. It seems like the brickwork is somewhat newer, and that tower looks to me like it's entirely concrete. So I'm not quite sure what denomination, but cool nonetheless. If I had to guess, this the stonework here, the brickwork, is from the 50s. I could be wrong. You know what we should probably do? We should probably stop in one of these shops.
There's a sign right there.
Is there a sign?
Window. See that little placard?
Right. Well, I don't see any signs that say no trespassing, so we're going to go up and take a look at that. Find out what it is.
That says builder. Oh, it's the name of the builder.
Ah, yeah, it's just the
name of the builder.
plaque of the builder that built the building.
Huh.
This old building on the corner here, I'm not sure what it was, but to me it looks like it used to be either a restaurant or some sort of like Five and Dime or something like that. You saw a lot of that with the glass, these glass blocks. You see a lot of old stores with that, these big, huge, thick glass doors. I don't know what it is inside now, but it's kind of smelly. You can smell it all the way outside. Yeah, I'd like to order a large pizza for pickup. Yeah, thin crust. Let's go with sausage and jalapeno. $75. I'll pass. Thank you. Have a good day.